right, so we got a lot going on here. It is 80s Friday, and we have Ronnie Lott on the UMA guest line waiting. So I said, well, what are we going to do about an 80s Friday for Ronnie Lott? And the answer is Jungle Love by Morris Day and the Time, because I know for a fact that Ronnie gets down with the time and Morris Day. So, Ronnie, I want to say a hearty good morning to you. It's always great to have you, buddy. You got your boy Murph. You got Marcus sitting to my left. Good morning, Ronnie.
Hey, morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, guys. What's going on, man? You guys are rocking a little bit here, huh?
Are you doing the oak tree, Ronnie?
You know what? I had to put that down.
I know.
I don't know if I can't. I forgot that dance.
I know you've seen them live, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So it's
Just
an
amazing
80s Friday. So we did that special for you there, man.
So yeah, but the 80s Friday should have been Prince, dude.
Okay,
Come on.
okay. Well, you know what that means? Next 80s Friday, we'll have you on, and we'll give you some Prince, baby. All right?
Okay, all right.
But here's the deal, Ronnie. Before we get into this fun conversation, I want to start with some message from your buddy. Number 16 was down in New Orleans, and the 49ers social media asked him, who are the 5 greatest 49ers of all time? I want you to hear. This is from Joe Montana yesterday in New Orleans.
Top 5 Niners.
Ronnie Lott, Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Tina Turner, Eric Wright.
Boom, Ronnie. What do you think?
Hey, I paid him.
No, baby.
No, you know, and the funny thing to me, and you think about, you know, how many times the two of us, you know, from Notre Dame to all the way to that moment, and I have the ultimate respect. And the reason why I have the ultimate respect is, you know, when you I was just reading about this in this book called The Stoic, about certain characteristics about people, and what Joe has that is really hard to get is you got that, you know, whatever it is that you're always gonna fight, you're gonna win, you're gonna do whatever it takes. And I think what I love and what a lot of people don't really appreciate is that he'll give you that little giggle, but he'll be the first one to tell you, I'm going to do everything to win. Mm-hmm. And what I think is great about that for me is that how lucky was I to be right by his side, to be able to see that and to be able to witness all of what he is. And, you know, here's Barry yesterday, you know, getting what he did. And I'm just, again, knowing his soul and knowing what he was about. And you get these guys that you meet that have those kind of, you know, complexities of wanting something more than even what fans even want. And they just go out all the time and try to figure out how to, you know, how to get to the top. And we're going to see it this weekend with this kid Mahomes. Is, can he get to the top? Can he get 3? And so, you know, to me, it's the ultimate. So yeah, that man, he will always be like a brother to me, because there's so many things that I observed watching him about doing so many things in his life to win. And it's just been phenomenal to be a friend, a colleague, a brother, so many things that he's been to me as just a guy that I used to sit there going, man, you got to take that green off, dude. You just got to take that
number
stuff off. It's killing me.
Number three's killing me. Number three's killing me. That's Ronnie Lott talking about Joe Montana, who listed Ronnie Lott as the 5 greatest Niners of all time. Ronnie was his first name. This is awesome. So Ronnie, it's great to have you, man. Let's get right into what you said. And I just have to ask you on a human level. You're such a, you know, you've proven through the years, you're a very gracious man, and you have love for your fellow competitors and fellow athletes. You have great respect. That's what I've discerned from you over the years. But there's a human side of being a competitor, too. So Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey and that crew and Chris Jones, they're trying to do something you guys had in your grasp, and it slipped away at the last second. So Ronnie, is there a competitor in you that wants them to stumble and lose just to kind of, because, man, I'm a competitor and I didn't get to do it? Or is there a big part of your heart that says, you know what, go do it, go chase greatness?
Come on, man.
Yeah. I think I
I
knew
mean,
the
right
answer.
away.
Yeah.
Right away, I'm like sitting there going, for me, it's like, yeah, there's that salty side of you. That's the salty side of everybody that would say, I don't want them, I don't want them to do it. There's a salty side because, a lot of things in life will be salty. There are a lot of people right now that are salty about a lot of things in their life. Hey, look, Burl Toller, one of the great referees, one of the awesome referees. His family's from here. His daughter's in L.A. She's salty right now because of what happened and the fires and stuff. And I'm salty because I know her and I know what she's been going through. But you're salty because of the moments. And I think that that's what's so interesting is that we're salty because of something on the other side, right? On the other side, there's this idea of, hey, you want to see somebody, climb it. And, that's why you love the Magics of the world. That's why you love, certain athletes, that you've watched over the years. Here's the guy, Steph, that that everybody loves because of all the things that he has been able to accomplish and do. So, yeah, you want him to extend to be able to kind of climb over all the records, all the things. So, yeah, to me, that's the beauty of sports. That's why I like sports, because it gives you both. It gives you those dynamics of being able every day. And that's kind of, if you go back in the history of all things, there's always, the good and bad of a lot of moments. And, the wisdom is how do you, find yourself navigating and trying to live life, doing all of those different things. And that to me, which I find is really kind of hard. Now, would I have said this, 20 years ago? Heck no. But where I'm at in my life now, heck yeah.
Great answer. Great answer.
And totally understandable, Ronnie, because I'm sitting next to my man Murph, who I know is salty about the conversation about whether or not Patrick Mahomes has eclipsed Joe Montana when we're talking about the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And he's now passed him up in playoff wins. He'll have a chance to win his 4th Super Bowl trophy. And Ronnie, he's not even 30 years old yet. So where do you come down with the comparisons between Patrick Mahomes and Joe Montana?
Yeah, I mean, again, and look, I can assure you that only Robin Hood could beat Joe. And I can assure you that because Robin Hood was the only guy that can hit the apple. And he was the only guy that could do that. And my point is like, very seldom do you find people that can hit the apple all the time. And what that means, and what I'm trying to tell you is that I think that if I had to put the two of them, and they had to hit the apple, I put my money on Joe. Yeah. And so that to me is really, what does that mean? That just like we would all put our money on Steph. It's not a greater. Pete Maravich maybe.
Was that Jordan guy?
No, yeah, he's spectacular, but he will tell you that he couldn't shoot like that.
No, yeah, shooting, yeah.
Yeah, but so it's not about the greatness of who's the better quarterback of all. To me, again, if you said, okay, hey, I need you to hit this target and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. The greatness of a quarterback is being able to hit the target, being able to complete the pass, being able to understand the situation, and you have to make the most difficult play at the most crucial time. I mean, that's why Mahomes is where he's at. It's because he has shown that he can do a lot of that. And he has shown that he's been able to accomplish a lot of that. On the other hand, number 16, again, number 16, you know, he slayed a lot of people. He slayed a lot of guys. And there are a lot of guys still, you know, they're in line right now going, man, I wish I could, I want another shot at him. You know, but that's, you know, yes, this young man has eclipsed some of the things that Joe's done. But for me, if I'm, you know, looking at all of the capabilities, I'm going to look at Joe and say, that's why I think that he's better, is because there are certain characteristics that I have not seen from Mahomes. Now, again, he's going to put something, if he puts that mantle of three in a row, oh, yeah, it's going to change. You know, it's going to change some of the things that we all think about, right? But I'm not putting that mantle, I'm not putting him on top of the mantle until he does it. So, you know, we'll see this weekend. You know, to me, it's an interesting game because there's a lot, you know, there's a lot on the line of this game for a lot of reasons, and I love it. And the reason I love it is because the defensive coordinator from the Eagles, you know, has a say, and he's new and he's different and he's complex himself. And so I think that's what's going to be interesting to me is, you know, how does that defensive coordinator figure out a way to slow it down? And then on the other side, I mean, Kansas City has a pretty good defense, you know, and they got a safety, Reed, that his brother's been around and they've seen him, you know. So there's a lot there of a lot of things, and so I think there's, for me, as I'm looking at all of this, it's the elements of all of these great players, all of the history is going to make this an exciting game. And again, we're introducing some new stuff to it. We got a new defense coordinator. We got some other stuff to it that's going to make this game really exciting. If you said, who am I going for? Hey, man, I have a feeling that the Eagles are a little, you know, it's a little different this year. And I'm not sure why, but, you know, is it Barkley? I don't know. But my point to you is, you know, we'll see. That's the beauty. We'll see.
Ronnie, man, so great to hear your voice. The text line's blowing up. People love hearing you. They love Joe picking you, too. We don't want to take any more of your morning. You said it all. You touched on Joe. You touched on Ronnie. You touched on Mahomes. You touched on Joe. You touched on Mahomes. And then, like you always say, man, you always say smelling greatness. There's going to be some greatness out there, man. And whether it's, as you mentioned, Saquon, could be his greatness. Or it could be Andy Reid's greatness. Could be Travis Kelce. Could be Taylor Swift's greatness, Ronnie. All I know is there's going to be greatness. Could be Kendrick Lamar's. Could be Kendrick Lamar's greatness, right?
You know what? It's going to be greatness there, and I think that's the beauty of what we're all looking forward to. I mean, I know I'm looking forward to that moment of, and look, and you know this, there's going to be a moment that all of us are going to be sitting there going, ooh. You know, we've done that with Steph. We've done that with Barry. We've done that with Joe. We've done that with Jerry Rice. We've done it with so many great athletes, because those are kind of the things that, you know, we all, you know, I used to do it when I was a kid, sitting there looking at Russell and you know, looking at, you know, Frank Robinson and you know, looking at Jim Brown, you know, Gale Sayers, man. So it doesn't stop.
Man, Ronnie, I loved hearing your voice. Marcus did too. The audience did too. And we now, your mindset going into the Super Bowl was what we needed. So we'll let you go. Go put on some Prince, some Morris Day. We always love that story about you meeting Prince when you were down at SC. That's one of your great stories, man.
Oh, man, you got to love that moment.
I talk about greatness.
Talking about greatness, exactly.
Ronnie, be good.
All right, guys.
Have a
Thanks,
great
Ronnie.
weekend.
You're the best.
Okay.
Ronnie Lott, the legend, the Hall of Famer on the Sports Leader.